Hi, it's Andy.
Hi, it's Dave. Unfortunately, we have no Kirk with us today, but we do have the wonderful Dean, who's joining us from the House of Wyvern YouTube channel. We're going to put his details down below. Make sure you go check it out. Hit him up with a subscribe. Now, for today's video, Dean and Andy have no idea what's coming up, and I have no idea if they've seen this video before, but we'll check that at the end. But there'll be no pausing or talking during the actual video, but we will share our thoughts about the track at the end. Let's go check out today's video.
Desolate dreams impaled on the thorns of awakening. My heart's desires shattered and uncovered to unworthy eyes. These words caressing my loneliness. My soul's inertia languished into a dead sleep. As you pour your bleeding sighs into mine, drink up my innocence till I fall from your darkest grace, and let me become the icon playing through
Okay. Any guesses on who the band is? I'm going to throw that over to Andy.
Honestly, I don't know. If I was to be forced to take a guess, I don't think I'm right. I'm going to say Moonspell.
You're not. Dean, any guess?
I was going to say Moon Sorrow, but I was probably mixing it up with Moonspell, to be fair.
I meant Moon Sorrow.
There you go.
Is Dean right?
No, unfortunately, not even there even.
No moons involved.
No moons involved. The band is Tales of Dark, and the song is Sounds of the Ravage.
Never heard of them.
Nope, nor would I. Andy, I'm going to let you, as the relevant Doom guy, as you're referred to on the channel, you can tell us what that was all about. If that's a good example of Doom, if it's a bad example of Doom, what's going on?
It's not a good example of a band name. I'm disappointed with that.
Tales of Dark.
Just doesn't work for me. But as an example of sort of the slower sort of end of Gothic Doom, that is a very good example. I really, really enjoyed that. Like I said, a great location for a video. If we start with the video first, an old aircraft hangar, I'd imagine, with some sort of ruin, sort of wall, knocked down walls outside. I think, I really enjoyed the video. The sort of video that would fit a track like that. It was very slow, verging on funeral doom. I mean, I like the male and female vocals. That is typical Beauty and the Beast sort of a style, which has been popularised by lots of bands, especially from Europe.
Quick one. Would you say? I mean, all I could pick of was with her vocals. She reminded me a bit of Liv Christine.
Yeah, a little bit, but
not massively. But
I've noted down that they were decent vocals, but nowhere on par with Liv Christine or the vocalist from one of my favourite bands, Sins of the Light, Thy Beloved, for example. His were good as well. When he went sort of clean, if that's the right term, very Aaron Stainthorpe from My Dying Bride. Obviously, he's influenced by Aaron's sort of vocal style. I like the layered guitars. I mean, going back to the vocals, when they started, I was taken aback. They were quite loud in the mix. I don't know. Again, I don't know if that's just how it's coming through on my computer, because I've just, I haven't got sort of speakers or anything. Also, regarding sound, I'd like to heard the keyboards. Obviously, the girl was playing something, but you couldn't really make it out from what I could hear. But I did like the sort of the layered guitars, and really good track. I'd like to check out this band further. I'd say just disappointed by the name. Just doesn't seem to work. Doesn't seem to really mean anything.
Yeah.
Tales of the Dark, something maybe.
It's not even it's Tales of Dark, which would be fine for an album maybe, but not a band.
Tales of Dark. I don't know. Just
Tales of Darkness maybe, but Dark is.
Honestly, I've never heard that name. I don't. You'll tell us later, I'm sure. I assume it's a fairly new release rather than one going back a few years. But yeah, I really enjoy this. That's right up my street, and I'll be checking them out further. Absolutely.
Dean, what's your thoughts on them?
I'm not great within the slow, like Funeral Doom and
not me.
What was it? Be Gothic Doom?
Gothic
classified, really? Yeah. I'm not brilliant on these because I have a tendency not to. I don't really listen to too much slow stuff, but then again, I'm not really one who listens to a lot of stupidly fast either, like speed metal. I kind of keep it in between. But for this, I feel that it's something that would be quite chill and mellow to put on in the background whilst you're doing something. Or, if you ran a Gothic clothing shop, that's certainly something that'll be on in the background, because it's always something that's quite mellow so that it doesn't drive the shopkeeper insane.
Yeah.
The track, I like the 3 different vocal styles, meaning because the dude went from death growl to clean, and also the woman's clean singing as well. Being able to do 3 different vocal styles in one song and keep it make it work is definitely some talent there. I do like the long.
I think you do need the vocal style just to make it a little bit more interesting, because you could quite, if you're not a huge fan, you could quite easily get bored with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
To keep it interesting.
Yeah, I'm not great on the genre, so you'd certainly know a lot more better than me on those. But yeah, I also like the long drones of the guitar. Certainly, just in the background, certainly kept it to the feel of the song, so to speak, and within the genre.
Fair enough. I mean, listening to it, I picked out elements of, like, as you said, like Live Christie, My Dying Bride. I even felt there was some points when he went into the real kind of slow, deep, heavy tone in his vocals. I was getting like Pete Steele Typo Negative vibes off of that point from their kind of gothic vibe. But yeah, they are a gothic doom metal band. They're from Serbia. They've been going since 2001. This is, I believe, a more recent track. I can't be 100% certain, but I think I'm surprised reading that they've been going since 2001, because this feels like a very much a self-produced release.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of the video. There's too many inconsistencies for me in the concept of the video that just didn't work with the layouts, and having a band in a kind of warehouse. Then you've got an aircraft hangar. I'm like, okay, but what's the aircraft hangar symbolizing apart from it's just a big aircraft hangar, and they've decided to use it?
So you think it fell into the trap of basically, this is a cool place, we need to film there, without thinking about it?
Yeah, then he's standing in a doorway of a broken building, and then they're both in different doorways of brickwork, and I'm like, I'm just trying to get what the video concept was. Sometimes, and I mean, Andy, you've always said it, you're not as worried about the concept if you think it looks cool within the video.
Yeah.
I like a video that tells me a story. So like when we watched the Static X video, I was great because it was telling me a story of what was happening. So it was working with the song. This added nothing to the actual track. I'd have much rather just heard the song. I thought the song was much better than the video. At some point, I couldn't work out if there was green screen going on, or because you could see this hue around their hair at certain points. I'm like, so are they shooting this on green screen and then using photo capture of the locations they've just shot at? At certain points I was like, well, they're obviously in that warehouse, or they're obviously in the aircraft hangar. And then there's another point where he's standing there singing, and I'm like, well, no, he's clearly superimposed the hangar behind him now. So did he?
I didn't catch that.
So that's the videographer in you and filmmaking, because I didn't pick up any of that.
You can actually see where he's shot, but with a green screen. You can actually see the line of the green screen, the hue of it,
where it's not been keyed out.
Yeah, so where the hair starts to thin out.
Yeah.
You can't get the subtlety between the gaps in the hair. So what you then get is this kind of light. Yeah. And if ever you ever done green screen, you know it's an absolute nightmare. And that's why you're like, where a cat,
a block around you.
It looks like you've got some sort of aura going around you, and that's what I was going. But hang on, then every time it got to like the aircraft hangar, I'm like, well, the ground is clearly they're walking on the ground, and that's going right into the aircraft hangar. So the aircraft hangar must be real. But then the next shot where he's standing there in front of the aircraft hangar, I'm going, well, that's clearly not. But if you could have shot in the aircraft hangar, why are you having to do a green screen catch up? And why wouldn't you have put the whole band in the hangar and done a low camera angle and had that backdrop of the arch of the hangar and done the whole band in there instead? So that was the videography of me just bugs me in that video, because I was just like, there's so many things you could be like tweaking, and if you're going to do that location, just shoot it in the location and make it look cool. Don't do the cut between green screen and live action. It's too jarring for me.
Is it feasible to assume that they did this because they had a low budget? But it seems really weird, because a low budget, even for being an abandoned place, would be ridiculously low. Next to nothing.
It's probably the lighting
or the hiring of the equipment. Yeah.
My guess is they shot a load of stuff in a location and then shot a load of live footage stuff afterwards. But there was like some of the, weirdly, in the actual warehouse where they were shooting the whole band, some of those shots looked like they were green screened, but then some of the other shots didn't. The only other thing I could think of is that some of the lighting they had was really bad, so they had to dial out some of the filters, and that could have caused a problem as well. So there was a few things on there, and then the main thing about the video is it didn't make any sense in relation to a context of a song. I couldn't tell what that has to do with the song, but I really liked the track. I did like the track, so
They could have just literally, if it was bad, they could have just put like a black and white green filter over it. I mean, it would have fit with the song, wouldn't it?
Just put grainy filters over the top of everything. It always works. It's the best way of fixing something. But
do you not think though, Dave, somebody they might have said, "Oh, this is a cool location. Let's film. Let's make the video here." And then, "Oh, there's a ruined archway outside, or just down the road. We'll use that as well." Rather than trying to come up with some clever storyline or concept, they just let's get some really cool shots and put it together. You know, it's almost a lazy way of doing it. But if that's what your brief is, and that's what you just want to get a video out there, that's maybe what some people do.
I'm wondering. Did I miss it, or I don't remember the singers being with the band at any point in that video. Are the band and the singers not in the same area? Did they have to shoot the singers in a separate locations? Because at no point I saw the whole band playing together, but neither of the vocalists were ever in the same shot as the rest of the band. So did they have to, like, was the singer someone who's in like another country and they're like, we need a video, so they just took a load of shots, shot it, and had to use him and had to shoot him against some green screen and then superimpose it into some other shots? I'm wondering if that's what happened in this video.
Curious.
That's the only thing that can make sense, is that they had to put a video out. Maybe this came out in lockdown.
You might be.
This happened in lockdown, and the band were possibly all in the same house, but the singers weren't allowed to do it. So I wonder if they were all shot in separate locations.
Maybe.
There you go. bit of brainstorming there, a little bit of detective work. That was Tales of the Dark and Sounds of the Ravage. Sounds of the Ravage, that has nothing to do with that video. Anyway, if you like the video, please do like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on another video sometime very soon. Take care.